Thanks for checking out the video. Here's exactly why your fixed mortgage payment is changing, and it's actually got nothing to do with your principal and interest of your loan. It's all about your escrow account. Your principal and interest are fixed. If you did a fixed rate interest rate, your payment's not changing. The only way it can really change is if you do what we call recasting, where you put down a second down payment towards your principal balance. They'll reconfigure your loan based off of the new principal loan amount, and that's the only way to change your payment, essentially, without refinancing your loan. So your escrow accounts, that is the answer for why your fixed mortgage payment is changing. And it has to do with how we set up your escrows for your homeowners insurance and your property taxes. Homeowners insurance is pretty simple. Hey, we pay 12 months worth of your homeowners insurance at closing. We get 3 months, typically 3 months for reserves in case at the end of the year, when you're going into that second year in the home, if the homeowners insurance has gone up, there's been hail claims, auto, whatever it is that's causing your insurance to go up, if they want more money, there's some money in there to kick back. Hey, here you go. And then they'll adjust your monthly payment accordingly to make sure that next year, if the insurance stays the same or goes higher, that you're covered. The big one that people are not talking about is property taxes. Your property taxes make up a huge chunk of your escrow account. Okay. Now, based off the county that you're buying in, your property taxes are due a certain month out of the year. Most of the counties here in Metro Atlanta, you look at Cobb County is October. I think Fulton is December. DeKalb is September, November. They're weird over there. So depending on what you do, how your closing time lines up, they're going to collect X amount of months. It could be anywhere from 4 to 13 months of property taxes. Because if you're closing, say you're closing in September in Cobb County, well, you're not even going to make a mortgage payment before your property taxes are due. So they have to have enough in that account to pay the property taxes for you. Okay. Now you're saying, but Zach, wait a second, I get the homestead exemption. Well, the homestead exemption actually doesn't really go into effect until post January 1 of you owning the home. So today's March 7th. If you bought a home today, you could not apply for the homestead exemption until next year, January 1, 2026, which means that by the time they get your homestead exemption application, they approve it, your property taxes are actually not going to see the homestead exemption until 2027. Okay, just to give you a heads up. So wait, okay, so I don't have the homestead exemption, but Zach, you guys already pulled property taxes when we were looking at all the numbers of this home. Why did my taxes change? Assessed value. That is what is going on. I have not seen anything like this since COVID. Since COVID we've seen, anywhere from 6% appreciation to 21% appreciation in home values. I'm convinced that the county tax assessors have just said, you know what, we had a backlog pre-COVID. Let's scrap that. Let's start right now where property values are taking off to all-time highs. Let's go ahead and just go from 2020, spring of 2020 to today. Okay, so that's to give you an idea. That's what they're now going off of is the new sales prices for the assessed value. Now they don't necessarily match it to your sales price, but they'll say, "Hey, listen, we had a change in ownership. We have a new owner here. We have to record that anyway with the county. Oh, they bought it for this. Well, we'll check and do our own assessment of the property." And typically, it's a lot more expensive than they're assessing it at a higher value than they did pre-COVID. You got to think about some of these folks who haven't moved or sold their house in 10, 15, 20 years. So can you imagine someone who bought their home for $150,000 is now selling it for $500,000? That's a big difference in assessed value. Therefore, your taxes are going to increase. So that's what's happening with your fixed mortgage payments that are actually increasing. It's to refill the bucket that is your escrow account, to make the taxes, the property tax payment, to make the homeowner's insurance payment. That's the only thing that can change about your payment. It can be frustrating. I'll tell you my personal example. I mean, I was renting before buying my home. I was saving $100 a month that first year. And then once I got hit with the updated property taxes, my payment shot up $450 a month. It hurt. I ain't gonna lie. And then once the homestead exemption kicked in, because I was one of those, I closed in April of 2020. My homestead exemption was not approved until 2021, so I didn't see it until my 2022 taxes. So I had a year and 9 months, year and 7, 8 months of mortgage payments before my property tax homestead exemption kicked in. Anyway, long story short, that's what's going on with any payments. You typically see at the beginning of the year because they're telling you, hey, here's what's going on with your escrow account. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Also, reach out to your loan servicer. They'll probably be able to explain your specific situation better than I, but I can tell you what's going on. I mean, they're going to tell you exactly what I just told you, except for they're probably going to say, well, your home was assessed at X and now it's X plus 200,000. So anyway, yeah, you have any questions, drop them. Thanks for stopping by, and